This is Vader Reviews. We are honored that you would join us. A long-awaited review has come at last. The series is now complete, and so I have decided to discuss one of the best and most important arcs of the Clone Wars. With a storyline created by George Lucas himself, the Mortis trilogy harkens back to the mythological roots of Star Wars, delving deeper into the mystical nature of the Force and the destiny of the Chosen One. Spanning the episodes Overlords, Altar of Mortis, and the Ghosts of Mortis, the storyline debuted in Season 3 of the Clone Wars. Our story begins kinda like an episode of Star Trek, with myself, Master Kenobi, and Ahsoka answering a distress call in the Krylothean system. The message from space is a 2,000-year-old Jedi distress code. It's an older code, but it checks out. Upon reaching the coordinates where the signal originated, we encounter an octahedronal monolith that kinda looks like someone crazy glued two Sith holocrons together, and are pulled into the realm of Mortis, a mysterious place where the Force itself originated. It also serves as a channel for the Force, connecting all living things in a delicate balance. This balance is maintained by the Ones, a family of 3 Force wielders, or a Triforce if you will. The 3 amigos of the Force include the father, who looks like Ki-Adi-Mundi mixed with Nebuchadnezzar, the daughter, the embodiment of the light side of the Force, who spends her time as a griffin when she isn't in her totally wizard space babe form. And last but certainly not least, the son, voiced by Sam Witwer, who shockingly enough, given his cheery demeanor, is the embodiment of the dark side. The shape-shifting Master of Darkness also spends his time as a Batman, if you will. And since everyone wants to make these young Batman movies or shows lately, why don't they ever cast Sam Witwer? He's a great actor, dark, intense, and can brood like nobody's business. But speaking of brood, while many of you are sure to know Sam Witwer voiced Galen Merrick, the secret apprentice Starkiller in The Force Unleashed, Adrian Wilkinson, who voiced the daughter in the Mortis arc, also voiced the character of Morris Brood. Witwer, a massive Star Wars fan, would also go on to voice the iconic Emperor Palpatine and Darth Maul himself. His performance as the son, however, is one of the things that make the Mortis trilogy so memorable. He said he used Ian McDiarmid's performance as an influence on his acting choices to further tie the son to the dark side in people's minds, proving good old Sammy knows his stuff. Back to the story. Turns out dear old dad is about to kick the bucket, and he needs someone to remain in Mortis to watch over the galaxy and keep his younglings in line, since this place has the Force out the yin-yang. And this is where one of the most important moments in the entire series takes place. In recent years, they've tried to float the idea that perhaps Qui-Gon only thought I was the Chosen One, trying to make room for another character who's completely OP to usurp my position and steal all of my achievements. But in this episode, it is said that only the Chosen One can control the Father's children. And when I do, that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is in fact my destiny to bring balance to the Force. After I am through proving I am a force to be reckoned with, the son, who obviously hired Sauron's architect, kidnaps Ahsoka and books it back to Space Mordor. What is it with Dark Lords and towers? Meanwhile, Obi-Wan and the daughter go on a little fetch quest to find the Dagger of Mortis, the only weapon that can stop her deranged brother. A little sibling rivalry ensues, and the sister doesn't want to fight, but the brother forces the issue. After draining the life out of Ahsoka, Donnie Darko gets his grubby mitts on the dagger and tries to stick it to the old man. But before he can make his point, Glenda the Good Witch jumps in the way and becomes a shish kebab. Darth Bro flees in sorrow after turning his sister into a walking pincushion, and in her final moments, she selflessly transfers the last of her life force into Ahsoka, using me as a conduit. Later, I seek answers about my destiny, where none other than Qui-Gon Jinn, voiced by Liam Neeson himself, appears to me Mufasa style, as if to say, "Remember who you are." Pernilla August, who played Shmi Skywalker in episodes 1 and 2, also makes a small appearance in this episode, and it's always a real treat when the actual actors reprise their roles in the show. I find the Son in the Well of the Dark Side, where he shows me what I will become in a vision. He lures me to the dark side, promising that together we can destroy the Sith and avoid the future he has shown me. But the Father takes away the memory of what I've seen, returning me to my true self. In the end, to stop his Son from spreading darkness across the galaxy, the Father sacrifices himself with the Mortis dagger, turning his Son mortal. And in his final moments, the Son realizes his true love for his Father, proving deep down, beneath all of the anger, all of the mistakes of his past, there was still good in him. Echoing the important and timeless themes of fathers and sons that have shaped the Star Wars universe from the beginning, the Mortis arc plays like a Greek tragedy, as the Son, impatient to take his father's place overseeing the balance of the Force, falls to the dark side, giving in to his selfish ambitions, only to discover too late that his actions to gain everything he desires will destroy everything he truly loves and needs. It is a cautionary tale that, like my own fall to the dark side, we must think and act beyond our own selfish ambitions, and resist the temptation to let fear, anger, and bitterness consume us. Interestingly, the Sith Spectres of Darth Bane and Darth Revan were going to be featured in these episodes, influencing the Son in his fall to the dark side. But George Lucas stated, Sith Lords existing beyond the grave contradicts the meaning of the Force in Star Wars. Something JJ and company would have done well to learn before they wrote Episode 9. So for its compelling story, deep mythological themes, stellar performance by Sam Witwer as the Son, and the fact that it proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that I am the Chosen One, I give these episodes 5 out of 5 Death Stars. The Mortis trilogy is impressive. Most impressive. This has been Vader Reviews. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. And follow me on Twitter @Vader Reviews. Join the Empire today. You do not yet realize your importance. Share these videos, and together we will rule the internet. And always remember, you don't know the power of the dark side.